When you're planting seeds, it means there has to be something to receive it. And that's been the fun part. People have been both the joy and the challenge. I mean, when God created us, I assume he knew what he was doing, although there were times I questioned that. But nevertheless, the excitement and the dynamic of human beings, seeing them grow in their faith, and being an integral part of that, whether it's in tragedy or an abundant joy, that probably is one of the greatest experiences I've had in my ministry, just being with people.
Yeah. Is there any specific example you can think of that was something that really touched you?
Oh, yeah. Involved with a lot of people dying. There was one year that I had more funerals than there were weeks in the year. It averaged about 2 funerals a week. And people were dying everywhere, and it's my own perception. But the excitement of it was to see folks walk through that process. The other part of it was it allowed me the opportunity to say, okay, Earl, what would you do? And then to function with the family as they processed it all in their own ways. Again, that process of the seeds of Christ. The frustration was when you got into a place to where people really weren't thinking in terms of a faith structure, but rather they were trying to operate on their own ways. They were putting all of their hope in a physician or medical science and all that stuff. And then when it came point that the doctor said, I'm sorry, nothing we can do. And they're all of a sudden faced with the very thing that they put their hope in was the very thing that now was going to let them down. And the opportunity then that presented itself to offer Christ or to talk to them about maybe something that happened in their Sunday school and to see that grow was beyond words. It was awesome. It was just awesome. You know, in our culture, though, death comes by accident. It's always by something we don't anticipate. And so in that sense, you're never too young or it's never too early to think about those kind of things. And I wish I could remember the philosopher's name that said, the real meaning of life is to learn to look death in the eye and smile. Paul said it simple. Oh, death, where's your sting? Oh, death, where's your victory? Grave is overcome. I mean, hey, when you come to that point, hey, the last great enemy of humanity has no power. Oh, it's a profound experience being United Methodist, and the privileges I've had to work with clergy who were coming in from other denominations and would hear the way that they functioned or hear the way that they went about their portion. It really made me realize how privileged I was to be a United Methodist, because for the most part, I had the support needed to do ministry. I had the challenges required to keep things moving, to keep it exciting, to keep it interesting, to keep me motivated, okay? I mean, that's bottom line. But it also provided an accountability that said there is a level of competency that we expect. And if you're not getting there, we're going to offer all kinds of resources to you. We're going to offer all kinds of opportunities for you if you're willing to take them. If you're not, then we hope you'll work it out on yourself, because we'll see you next year. So that yearly appointment process, though at times very frustrating, but also it was a tremendous opportunity to evaluate oneself and to say, okay, now where am I at? So it was a very positive experience of both having resources, but also having that accountability, and then realizing that other clergy sometimes were just left, go do your thing, go away, call me if you need anything, bye-bye. And you're left out there alone and by yourself. And when we were in cooperative ministry in Southeast Kansas, we developed such a solid team among the 6 of us. And that was such a joy to be able to share and to see other people's skills and talents and to be challenged and be blessed. But I'll never forget the one time that we were having parish council. And the real challenge walked in the door when the Bishop Ben Oliphant walked in, because I was supervising his son. I'm going, Bishop, now that's accountability. Oh, man. You know, entrepreneurship is an important part of ministry. Sometimes entrepreneurship breeds individuality, that breeds a lot of other things that fly in the face of accountability and relationship. And I guess my advice would be an entrepreneur. Challenge yourself to walk on the edge. Challenge the congregation to see Christ in all situations and to see Christ's presence even in change. But be aware that you're never alone. I'm not talking about God. I'm not talking about Christ. I'm not talking about the Holy Spirit. I'm talking about our sisters and brothers. And make sure that you have that relationship that holds each of us to a level and a standard of relationship, accountability, respect, appreciation, and love.